the PlayStation Vita. One of Sony's very few handheld devices, and one that I was very excited to finally get my hands on a couple of years ago, hoping to expand my gaming horizons with some more gaming on the go, and a device that I'm having a very hard time doing just that. What's up, Grim Crew? Welcome back to the channel. I am D. I am the Grim Gamer. Welcome back to the channel for another top 5 list of my favorite games. Again, this one for the PS Vita. And again, a couple of years ago, I had finally purchased a Vita and was looking forward to checking out its game library and hoping to find a lot of games that I never got a chance to play before, and was really excited for what the Vita was capable of and what kind of games that I could find for the device. And over the last couple of years, I've had a lot of difficulty doing just that, because unfortunately for me, it seems as though there's not a whole lot of games in its library that I'm particularly interested in. I know that if you're fans of like Japanese games and like JRPGs, stuff like that, there's a plethora of them. I mean, you'll be eating well with the PS Vita if you're into those kind of games. I, for one, am not one of those people. So spoiler, you're not going to see any of that here. So I have a very small library as far as how many games that I have. I mean, it's more than 5, so it's more than just this list. I do have several titles, but I haven't had a lot of luck in exploring the Vita's library and discovering a lot of games that I'm truly interested in. So at least with this list, I've compiled my top 5 of the favorites that I currently do own, but I'm still looking to expand and look into this library a lot more. So that's why this is one of those scenarios. This is a top 5 list so far, because even in my collection, I do have a couple other games that I still haven't had a chance to try yet. I haven't even played them. So even if I were to just play some of those, this list may very well change. And as I discover more games for the Vita and add to my collection, hopefully, if I can find some more that interest me, this list is most likely will change over time. But as of right now, this is my top 5 favorite PlayStation Vita games so far. So without further ado, let's take a look at that list. I played the Resistance series for the first time almost 2 years ago now. I played all 5 of them, so that includes this one, of course. Compared to the rest of the series, it's probably the weakest entry, but as far as a Vita game, I think it's pretty solid. I did enjoy the game, but it does have some faults. As far as the visuals, I think there are much better looking games on the Vita, and I'm not a fan of the touchscreen controls, like for your axe, you know, the melee attacks, and for your grenades. I just don't like the way that they incorporated it in this one. The enemies seem like bullet sponges a lot of the time, and those melee attacks, they feel like they're not actually hitting. Like you swing the axe and the enemies fall dead. It's like they're not hardly even connecting, and yet you still kill the enemy. Like the melee attack is not really that satisfying at all. But overall, like story-wise, I liked it. And I've said time and time again here on the channel or on the streams that story for me is the most important thing to me as far as most of my gaming experiences go. And this one, it takes place early on in the war with the Chimera. And in this game, we see the Chimera invade the U.S. And overall, it's just a neat chapter in the overall arching storyline of this Resistance franchise and this Chimeran War. Released only 3 months after the launch of the Vita here in the US, it was developed by Nihilistic Software instead of Insomniac Games, like the 3 PS3 game counterparts. I think Nihilistic took what Insomniac did on the PS3 and converted it fairly well into a first-person shooter on the go for the Vita. But if I could find a couple other games for my Vita, or once I even try a couple of the ones that I do have in my collection I haven't even tried yet, this one may fall out of my top 5. Resistance Burning Skies kind of just sneaks its way into the top 5 for now.
Just doing what I can.
Come on, we can get out your here.
No way.
Get ready, fight!
As far as fighting games, I've always been a Tekken guy, but I can't get Tekken on all platforms. So about 7 months ago, I bought my very first original Xbox, and I wanted a fighting game to play on it. So I bought Dead or Alive 3. Been enjoying it. Plus, I played the free downloadable versions of DOA 5 and 6 on the PS4, so slowly, over the past couple of months, I started to look into the Dead or Alive series, and I recently just picked up this one, Dead or Alive 5 Plus, like maybe 2 weeks ago or something like that. Like, I haven't even had it all that long, but already, I've really enjoyed this one. I think for a portable version of the game, it looks good. I think it plays good. All the attacks, when they land. I mean, I've had a couple instances where I feel like some of my blows are not landing when I think they should, but when they land, it feels very satisfying. The levels all have destructible elements to them, and many of them even have like different levels, to the different levels too, like different layers to them, different sections of the levels, which is really cool. The game runs at a smooth 60 frames per second, and overall, it's just fun. I'm not that good at it yet, but I'm having a blast with it. Comparing it to its like console counterpart on the PS3, the standard tag team modes were removed, but I guess there's still supposed to be some like tag fights remaining, like still in the story mode, because the story mode is still intact in this version, and there's also no like later DLC characters and stages, because this one's based on the original DOA 5 release. It doesn't include characters and stages included in later versions of the game, like DOA 5 Ultimate or Last Round. But overall, I think it's a solid fighter for when I'm on the go, and it's just going to have to fill my fighting game void for me on the Vita, since we never got a proper Tekken on the Vita. And no, that silly crossover with Street Fighter does not count. Dead or Alive 5 Plus, really enjoying this one right now, and if I had had more time to spend with it up till now, it may have been even higher up on my list, but for now, here it sits at number 4.
Get ready.
Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed is a game I picked up shortly after I bought my Vita, just because I was looking for something else to play on the thing. I like kart racers, and I've been, looking into other kart racers that are out there, so I figured, what the hell, why not? I'll pick this one up, I'll give it a shot, and now it's one of the ones that I play the most. Apparently, this game was also released on PS3 and Xbox 360, and those are versions that I didn't even know existed, and has most of its content from those console releases still intact. It's got all kinds of different characters from several Sega properties, as well as some guests like Ralph from Wreck-It Ralph, and even Danica Patrick for some reason. And they're all here with their own vehicles, their own unique vehicles, and they transform from land vehicles to boats and even planes to be able to traverse the courses. And all the tracks are even nods to other Sega franchises like Golden Axe and Skies of Arcadia, and even one of my favorite Genesis characters, Rystar, makes an appearance in this one as the flagman. Nice to show some love to Rystar, finally. All the different power-ups make the game a bit chaotic at times, but I expect that. it's a kart racer, so that's fine. And they all work. They all work just fine within the confines and the way that this game works. This game, for me, it's perfect for an on-the-go gaming experience because I can play a race or two and I can shut it off if I have to. Unlike most games where even if I'm on the go, I would like to just sit down and play them for hours on end just so I can feel like I make some progress. But for some fun, fast-paced, boosting, drifting, racing action on the Vita, this one, it's a lot of fun. I know, I can hear it now. Here it is again. I know. I've seen Killzone Mercenary show up on a lot of Vita lists, and I've also seen a lot of people that are tired of hearing about it. But it shows up on a lot of lists and videos about the Vita for good reason. For a first-person shooter on the Vita, so far, I've seen none better. Period. I've never played a Killzone game before this one, and since playing this, I feel like I need to look into the rest of the franchise because Mercenary is fantastic. Personally, I think it's one of the best looking games on the Vita, for at least what I've seen so far. It plays smooth, it plays sharp. The shooting, super responsive and satisfying. The story was pretty solid, and this even has something that I love in my games, and that's some pretty cool cinematics. And unlike Burning Skies, the one that I talked about earlier, this one also has touchscreen controls for melee kills, but it does it much better. And again, I'm not fond of the Vita's touchscreen controls, like at all, like period. I think it was a novel idea. But I just, overall, touchscreen controls, I'm just not a fan of it. But the way that Mercenary utilizes it, it's not bad. I like the freedom that you have in this game to select loadouts with various weapons, and you can tackle missions a few different ways. As long as the job gets done, you get paid. Like a true mercenary. All in all, the missions, they aren't terribly long either, which, again, works fine and actually works great for some quick on-the-go gaming sessions. You can do a mission and shut it down if you need to or something, works good. All around, Killzone Mercenary is a fun first-person shooter and overall, just a great game on the PS Vita.
See that every day. This why I'm here?
Was there ever going to be any doubt in anyone's mind? If you've been watching this channel for a while, then you'll know that my all-time favorite game series is Uncharted. For me, nothing else compares, nothing else comes even close. I bought my Vita specifically to play this game, and I wasn't disappointed. Although not developed by Naughty Dog themselves, but rather Ben Studios, with Naughty Dog sort of like overseeing the project, Ben Studios took the Uncharted formula created by Naughty Dog and crafted an amazing Uncharted experience for Sony's handheld. It's got everything I love about the console versions, the console games, as well as a few other small things that makes this entry its own. And probably keeps it forever locked on this device, to be honest. But the climbing, the shooting, the scenic views, the puzzle solving, the return of Nolan North to reprise his role as Nathan Drake, this game has it all. And I've mentioned the touchscreen controls a couple of times throughout this video now. In this game, Ben used them perfectly. You can use it to like draw a path while Nate's climbing up a wall or up a cavern or whatever. You can draw a path for Nate to climb, and whatever path you draw, he'll just climb that. It works great. And then you also use the touchscreen to like do charcoal rubbings on like different things, and you can take those little pieces of paper and you can turn them around. You can use them to solve puzzles. It's a really interesting way to use it. And you even have to use the camera
on the back of the Vita and hold it up to a light source to reveal a hidden message on a piece of paper at one point in the game. Like, it's a pretty cool feature. Taking place before the events of the first game, Drake's Fortune, we get to see a younger Nathan Drake on one of his earliest treasure hunting adventures, and we even see a younger Victor Sully Sullivan, and see the chemistry and bond between he and Nate during that time frame, which is really, really cool. They did it so well. Overall, this is not only a great Uncharted game, and not only a great Vita game, but an incredible game just overall. And it's crazy to me to think that this was one of the launch games for the Vita here in the States. And as good as it is, for me, it's kind of sad that we didn't get to see what some developers could really do with the Vita if it would have been supported for longer than it was. Because with games like Uncharted Golden Abyss, it started off great, but went nowhere from there, it seems like. I hope one day this game gets a console port and like full remaster or something. But if it doesn't, you know what? It's fine. I'll still love this game on my Vita all the same. Uncharted Golden Abyss, my favorite PS Vita game, hands down.
So there you have it. My top 5 games on the PS Vita as of right now, as of this moment. Let me know in the comments if any of my favorite games would make your list. If not, what are some games that you would have on your list? What are some of your favorite PS Vita games? And what are some games on the Vita that I should probably look into? Please let me know in the comments below. But if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already so you don't miss out on any other content coming to the channel, whether it's top 5 lists like this, whether it's the live stream replays, whether it's the retro game hunting or unboxings, or just whatever it is that I decide to do. So that being said, that's it for this video. I am D, I am the Grim Gamer, and I'll catch y'all next time.